I literally turned the game off in the third quarter.
Really?
I could not watch.
Well, I mean,
when I hear an announcer say, Shai was bumped, and that's a foul, that blows my mind.
Well, you don't think he's
thought,
fouled
like,
ever?
It was supposed to be the playoffs.
But he's also going to the basket, Chris. It's not like, I mean, I'm sure there are times where the whistle.
Western Conference Finals was not Ant going to the basket.
Not nearly as much as he needs to, but
honestly, I do believe that like it starts to play something on people's psyches when someone's getting fouls called and you're not getting fouls called, and then you just start shooting because you're not going to get the foul called when you go to the hole.
Mm-hmm. So you're not watching game 2? Is what you're saying?
I don't know.
I got to tell you,
I feel
Chris,
like I missed a great game.
You did.
But
Well, you missed
also,
a great finish.
I was getting so mad at it that I could not.
Well, I think just you're going to have to. Hopefully, you'll get past it. But call us back.
I need Arias Consulting to like talk me through this.
Well, how about this?
I am so out of it.
I think it's worse. The 3-point shooting, the nonstop 3-point shooting is worse. The nonstop, like instead of taking a mid-range or going to the basket, let's just, I'm going to drive to the basket.
Full disclosure. I am a Celtics fan.
Okay, so
I'm already angry about that.
I get it, but to me that's just as if you want to talk about unwatchable, that's almost as unwatchable. Let's drive it and kick it out to.
You have someone who could dominate everyone and just chooses not to. That's unwatchable.
Thanks for the call, Chris. Call back after game 2 and see if you feel differently.
I think the other thing too is there wasn't that much excitement in the game. There were a lot of turnovers. There wasn't a lot of high-flying, exciting plays.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the last 8 minutes was kind of bonkos.
Okay.
Which is kind of the Pacers' MO in the playoffs right now. So if you can do something else and then maybe check in at the start of the fourth quarter, maybe that's a way to go about it.
We have seen so many players in the history of the NBA get the whistles, right? That you think haven't earned them yet, or it's like the officials are going to call a foul. They're looking for the contact. You get that sense, right?
Yeah.
And that I think SGA has shown a knack. A free throw merchant, which is what Doris Burke called him.
Not really fair.
Well, I mean, it that's infused with the thought, or I don't know if this is what I don't think she intended it, but it's just like he's showing up in the building and saying, I'm going to, expect the contact. I'm going to act like the contact is hitting me when it's not. And then I'm all about getting in the free throw line. That's my only talent. I don't think she meant that. But he is absolutely looking for contact every time. And he's creating it. And sometimes the whistles are infuriating. I get it. But it's far worse than watching somebody drive. And instead of taking the mid-range jumper or going to the line, they're just going to find somebody spotting up for the 45th 3 attempt in a night.
But that's a better shot. That's just analytics.
No, I know that. 3 points are more, 3 points, more than 2 points. And if you keep getting 3 instead of 2, you should get more points and thus be more difficult to beat because you have more points. And the point of winning a basketball game is you have more points than the other.
Yeah,
I get that.
A 15-foot jumper is easier to make than a 26-foot jumper.
And sometimes it's prettier to watch.
Like, that's my whole thing when you say it's analytics. But, like, if you're taking 33s and you're making 20% of them, I know common sense tells me if you would take mid-range jumpers and you'd hit those, you'd be better off.
The other thing that's a little unfair, too, there have been other examples of quote-unquote free throw merchants in the playoffs worse than what SGA is doing. Like Dwayne Wade in 06, like Shaq, they've got to take way more free throws than him. So he's kind of unfairly getting labeled in that.
Shaq was not a free throw merchant.
No, well,
nobody's attempted way more than SGA.
Well, it's because they were fouling him because he had trouble making.
And by the way, the whole merchant thing, that's a new stupid thing that's been out for like the past 2-3 years.
It's a new term.
And now like, he's a free throw. Well, the point is to score points. That's the object of the game.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.